Welcome to Android tutorial. Today we are discussing about SQLite, and previously I was stopped when when database will be created. Now we are going to discuss about this and look at this Android manifesto file. What are the components defined in manifesto file? It will be instantiated while launching the app, but here the emp database and SQL open helper, here we are extending this SQLite open helper and that is inner class of emp database. Whenever they create object of this, then only this SQLite open helper will be created. So it will not, this simple Java class, it will not be instantiated when app will launch. Rather, it is when we create the object of emp database, a new emp database, and it calls the constructor of emp database, and it create object of the class which extend the SQLite open helper. And here when it is creating, it pass the superclass constructor, we pass the database name emp database. It just pass the database, but it won't create the database. When it will be created, when you call either readable database or writable database. So when you call either readable database or writable database, then only it will create the database, and this on create will be called and it creates the table. Only first time when you creating object to this class, this on create will be called and create tables in that on create statement. Later whenever you call get readable writable, is on create will not be executed, because the create table statement must execute only once. Let's see this. While installing the app, the user install this app, and when user launches the app, when object is created, and when you call the open writable database first time, it creates the database in device. Okay, then if I call again emp database dot get readable database, or I close this database and open it again for the open writable database, it won't execute on create again, to only execute only once. So what happens when I do some changes to this app and I make the version different version, then what happens? And it installs the patches what you have updated. The app will not uninstall and install. Instead, it install, and with the latest what are the updates to the app. So it won't delete that database. So database will be remain same. In that case also, this whenever the object is created, since it is table is already created, it won't execute this on create statement. When system sees this, the database is already created. When system sees that database is already created, it won't execute on create statement only once when database is not created in the device, then only on create will be executed. What happens now? I have a table here. I want to add one more column to this table. How can I do that? Because onCreate is already installed in the app. onCreate will not be executed. How to add that column to this table? I need to change the version here so that it will call upgrade callback method. Here we need to give an alter statement and to add the column. So when user install this patch, so whenever this object is created, whenever the writable database called, it calls the on upgrade and execute the alter statement and add the columns to the table. So this is all about onCreate. It only execute once. When you want to update the table in next version, we need to change the database version here. Now I created the table. Now I want to insert the record to the table. So for that I am defining here one method, that is I am passing, I need values for emp number, emp name and emp salary, and this is the insert. This insert parameters is, first one is table name, next one is null always, then here the values. What are the values for all the columns? I need to use content values class here and create object and put that what values, corresponding values to the columns, all the columns. Emp number I have got value emp name per column I got emp name here, and emp salary, the values emp salary, that we have to give it here. Thus record will be inserted. Now I want to retrieve the data dates on the employee number, so I define the query here. See here, this is the SQLite database instance. When you call readable database or writable database, see here this instance is written for the SQLite database instance. When it is called writable, this is instance, so that is SQLite database instance. That we have to, that is the database instance, we need to call queries on that. So I am calling now, and query is the parameter, first is the table name, next is in select statement what you want to, what columns we need on result table. That columns is first you must, Android insists that we must give underscore ID as a first column. Then all the columns I want I have given here. The next argument is where clause. This where clause is emp number equal to, and next is the value to that where clause. Here I am passing emp number, and next having is null, order by is, group by is null, and order by having is null, and order by is null. So I have coded this. Let's come back to the main activity. Here I create the object of emp database. It's created, it's called, it's the database name is passed to the database name is passed to the superclass constructor of SQLite Open Helper. See here, and when it is call open writable database, then only it will create the database, and on create will be called, and on create it creates the table. First time it creates the table, the next time onwards it won't execute. Now the table is created. Now I am calling insert method. To the parameters I am passing these values, and I am retrieving that, passing them value, and I am printing it here. Go to the here, see here, it returns the emp database, it returns the result table, and that is called cursor. We point to the cursor will point to the result table, and we need to point to the first record and next record. How to get it? Cursor dot move next. We want to get next record, move next till it returns null. Here only I have only one record. I am displaying here cursor. The first column is string, type string, get string, give the 1. This order is whatever the here select statement here given, this is first 0, this is 1, and this is 2, and this is 3. So this order we need